78 Sports TV here. Shout out to the LDBC. All right, guys. I haven't done any videos about Shakur Stevenson and his Olympic run, but for those who don't know, he lost his gold medal match and received the silver medal. Now, this is a quick response video to Hatman TV. Now, Hatman has a perspective on this, which I understand is the perspective that most people have, most men have, in regards to showing emotion and crying, that somehow it's unmanly, and it's a sign of weakness. Okay, this has been a lie. Okay, no disrespect to Hatman, but this has been a lie that has been instilled in men for a long time, that showing emotion is a sign of weakness. Now, understand something. All right, emotion only means passion. They're synonyms. Okay, emotion means passion. However, if you use the word emotion, that word has been turned feminine. All right, people use emotion as a diss to people. You're emotional. You're emotional, and it's they've taken the word and polluted it and made it into a feminine characteristic. But in reality, emotion means passion. Now, if I were to say, "Man, you're very passionate about this issue," no one would take that as feminine, because passion means human. You see, passion feels more human than emotion, because us being so silly as men, we take words and try to make it, make people feel less than men. Okay. Now, this is my take on this. You only remember the passionate people throughout history in the positive lights, in my opinion. Um, you know, Dr. Martin Luther King was passionate. Marcus Garvey was passionate. Malcolm X was passionate. Many people were passionate, okay, and you can say emotional, okay, in regards to issues they felt were important to them, okay. Um, those are the people you remember throughout history. Nobody remembers the boring guy who holds his feelings in, and nobody ever knows what he's thinking. Those people are cowards, in my opinion. Okay, the people who never show any passion, nothing ever gets their blood boiling. All right, those people are liars. Those people are cowards, in my opinion, and this is why I feel that way. Because whenever uh, real issues pop up where the community needs them, where are they? They're silent. They're quiet. They pretend like nothing. I had a friend like that. He always pretended like nothing bothered him. Oh, I don't care about that shit. I don't care what they're doing over there. Man, I'm not getting involved with that shit. Shit don't shit don't got nothing to do with me. Shit don't bother me, right? But for us who were more involved with the community and out here trying to do work, you know, he made it seem as though we're getting too riled up over this, and it's listen, I don't play those games, okay? Let's just talk the truth here about emotion, passion, and let's talk about crying for a minute here. Uh, I don't know if people just don't understand certain things, but listen, man, crying, okay? This is gonna be hard for some people to accept because of what you've been taught, okay? Right? But understand something. Crying is a form of waste relief. All right? Just like taking a piss, taking a shit, okay? Crying is releasing the stress hormone from your body. Pent up stress hormones in your body can lead to health issues, especially in men, because men are taught boys don't cry, girls cry, men are tough, men are strong, men, and this is what leads to men leading, okay, in suicide. Men kill themselves more than anyone else, okay? Men. This leads to heart problems, all right? Weight gain, and all kinds of other things from stress hormones that are in your body that you're too tough to release. There's nothing wrong with shedding a tear. Now, I do understand what Hatman is saying as far as publicly, showing that much emotion and publicly crying, all right, like that, and letting people know your weakness, okay? But see, The way I look at it is this: Shakur Stevenson is a young man. I don't know his family situation. I don't know if his father was around him. I don't know any of this stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know what this young man has been through in his life and how much that gold medal and sense of accomplishment meant to him. You understand? That could have been something that he told his. I'm just guessing here, okay? Let's say he told his mother, I'm gonna win this for you, you know, and he didn't get it through. And the first thing he thought of when he didn't get that victory, what if the first thing he thought of was letting his mother down, okay? And he couldn't hold back those emotions. He couldn't let those hold back those tears. You see, people who hold in, a lot of men who hold in their tears, okay, what happens is, in a lot of cases, okay, a lot of times those men end up being assholes, okay? They have no outlet for their pain. They have no outlet for their stress hormones, okay? So they're so used to holding shit up, they usually end up being assholes to other people, all right? They usually end up dying lonely without a woman who truly loves them. They usually can't hold on to relationships, long-term relationships, because, and they'll, same men will tell you, this is what they'll tell you. Oh man, I don't care about that bitch. I don't, shit don't bother me, man. I move on to the next one. I move on to the next one. But that's no way to fucking live, man. I hear people say that all the time. They think that's tough and that's strong. Oh, I don't give a fuck about her. Man, go get your woman back, man. You fucked up. Be a man. Go get your woman back. Apologize. You ain't gotta be all tough. Oh man, fuck her. I move on to the next one. That's no way to live. Okay? When I'm 60 years old, I want to be with that woman who had my back when I was 20 something years old. You know what I mean? I want to be able to roll over and feel her next to me. All right? Everybody think they tough now. But your ass get turned 60 and 70 fucking years old if you make it that long, and you sitting in a fucking nursing home some fucking where. All right? Because usually those people don't have no kids who gonna take care of them when they're old. So you living an old, lonely, dull, sad ass life. Fuck that. That's not living to me. You know? I want people, when I leave this earth, to remember me. All right? And they're going to remember me for my love, for my emotion, for my passion. Okay? That's what they're going to remember me for. For whatever issue I was passionate about. Whatever accomplishments I did that through my passion for it. And remember, emotion only means passion. So, as men, we tend to come on here and fuck with people like, yeah, this dude's so emotional. He's so emotional. All it means is that that person cares about whatever issue. Why are you so emotional about boxing? That means you care. You're passionate about boxing. Man, why are you so emotional about this woman? That means you care. You love. You're passionate about this woman. Okay? I don't understand why niggas front so much. I don't get this. I don't understand what is the brownie points for holding in your emotions. Once you educate yourself on what tears actually are. Now, listen, man. Hatman talked about jail. All right. Now, that's true what he said. In jail or in prison, you need to definitely hide your emotion. Okay. You need to, because it can be seen as a sign of weakness, and you can't let people see or know how they can get you. You gotta conceal that. But that's different, because now you're in gladiator school, and you're in a situation to where people, your life could end at any given moment. Okay, all right. There's nowhere to escape there. But let me tell you something about jail. In the privacy of those cells, when everybody's supposed to be sleeping, if you listen close enough, you can hear heavy breathing, and it ain't nobody fucking. You hear this because it's somebody sitting up there in that bunk thinking about their mama who's sick, but they can't get to her because they fucked up and made a mistake, ended up in prison. All right? It's somebody reflecting on the decisions they made in their life that led them to that point. Okay, it's somebody releasing their stress hormone. Instead of picking up a knife and stabbing somebody, they're releasing their stress hormone in the privacy, like most men do. In private, they release their stress hormone. Women do it all the time. Women, they release their stress hormone all the time. Okay, which is why they end up a lot of times in a lot of cases being healthier than us because they release their stress hormone. They don't pin it up. Okay, they don't let it eat away at them in the inside. Okay, a lot of people, a lot of men have a lot of issues that they hide and they conceal. Okay, they conceal a lot of issues um, because of this myth that men shouldn't show their emotion and men shouldn't be emotional. Um, and they end up harming themselves later on or harming other people. Okay, because eventually that stress is going to have to come out. That's just a fact. It's going to have to come out eventually. So are you going to let it come out through tears, or are you going to let it come out through an act of violence, or saying something to somebody that you care about that you don't really mean because that you've been holding shit in for so long? Now this is all scientific fact. You know what I mean? I'm not just making shit up, talking out of my ass here. I mean, anybody want to challenge the shit I'm saying, just look it up for yourself. All right? You know, I don't knock these guys for being passionate about what they love. You know, passionate about the sport. You know, I've seen Floyd Mayweather cry after a victory, and when people tend to cry after accomplishing something, it tends to be uh, a sense of accomplishment, and they're saying, you know what, I made it. You know what I mean? All my doubters, everybody who said I wasn't gonna do shit. You start thinking about all the hard work that it took to get you to this point and all the sacrifices you had to make to get you to this point. All right, and you don't just stand there and and say, huh, yeah, I made it, and show no emotion and show no passion. Okay, you don't. You know that is it's a farce. It's fraud, man. Okay, I'm telling you, it's fraud. Those your stress hormone has to release itself. So the people who play this role of I'm so tough, nothing bothers me. Okay, those are the same people when it's time to ride. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example here. I had a female cousin who was in a very bad relationship years ago with a dumbass dude who used to beat her up all the time. Right? He's one of them dudes who holds in his emotions. You know what I'm saying? You know, and then it comes out at the wrong fucking time. All right? He can't talk his way through an issue. He can't, if he needs to, cry on his woman's shoulder because hey, I ain't crying in front of no bitch. You know how I'm tough, I'm strong. I ain't crying in front of no hoes. Never let a bitch see me crying. And then one day out the blue, he decided to whoop her ass, right? But what happens is, some men in the family heard about this, and we were passionate about our cousin. So we strategized to go fuck him up because we love her. We're emotional about her. We're passionate about her with no fucking apologies, right? So we strategized to go fuck him up, right? And one of our cousins, we called male cousins, and said, "Hey man, yeah, we finna go over there, X, Y, Z, take care of this." You know what he said? "Ah, man, I ain't getting involved in that shit, man. I don't trip." I said, "Man, that's your family, man. If we the men in the family, we gotta hold this down. We gotta be the protectors." "Man, I don't be getting involved in that shit, man. I ain't tripping on it, man. I ain't." You know, see, people like that irritate me. They never want to get involved with nothing. You see race issues going on and shit. They never want to get involved. "Oh, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Oh, I ain't saying nothing about that. No, 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 no." Right? Hiding your emotion, hiding your passion, hiding your love, and concealing it is an act of cowardice, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with a man being emotional. It's nothing wrong with a man being passionate. Okay? Emotional just sounds feminine because we've made it that. We have made that word feminine. Okay? There's nothing wrong with it, man. And so many men you know, suffer health issues over this type of shit, man. And eventually, like I said, those emotions will come out. Eventually, those emotions gonna come out, whether you like them or not. They're gonna come out. So, would you rather duck off somewhere in the car when you stressed and shed a tear and release those hormones, or do you want to hold that shit in and one day when you least expect it, choke the shit out of your goddamn boss, end up in fucking jail? All right, because it's gonna come out. You know what I mean? You can only conceal that shit for so long. No, that's just what it is. You know what I mean? Like I said, this video is just a quick response to Hatman. It's no disrespect to Hatman at all, but this is some things that I want to talk about myself. Because I was talking to a young lady recently, a couple weeks ago, and she wanted me to do a video about a situation that happened with her, and about it was similar to this, about men being so cold and holding shit in. You know what I'm saying? But that's just because that's what men were taught. Men are taught, boys don't cry. Toughen up, toughen up. You know what I mean? As if men are not human beings. As if men are somehow these savage beasts who just can just run through a village and take the women and children and rape them. Like, oh, we have no feelings, we have no emotion, we're men. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Okay, we do care. All right, this ain't a fucking movie. This the real world, and I don't give a fuck how tough a motherfucker is. I know these dudes. These dudes die lonely, bruh. I seen them. All right, ain't nothing worse than going over dude's house, motherfucker, 50 years old. You know, sitting around and saying ain't got nobody to straighten up for him. Ain't got nobody to cook for him. You know, he got all these little 3-4 month relationships. Can't hold on to a woman. Because he don't know how to love her. He don't know how to show his love because he's afraid of being perceived to be weak. He's afraid of that perception of being weak. All right. So that ends up translating over to the woman as him not caring. You know what I mean? Because he don't know how to show. He never been taught how to show his love or his caring or his passion for a particular issue. And those are my thoughts on the matter. Um, you know, hopefully everybody understands where I'm going with this, and hopefully don't no dumbass people in the comment section try to make this a diss on. Oh, it's 78 dissing you had, man. 78 coming at your head. Hopefully don't nobody do no dumb shit like that, because that's what they do here. That's why I don't like really making response videos to people, because the people in the comment sections tend to ruin the experience. You know what I mean? They tend to, they want to see a show. You know what I mean? They want to see a show, and then they try to pit people against each other, just like they did with several other people here on YouTube, and it worked, for them. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, guys. Thanks for listening. 78 Sports TV. I think Shakur Stevenson will be all right. We'll see how his career turns out. But understand, some guys, many a fighter have went into that locker room and cried their asses off after a loss or after a victory. All right, what your camera don't pick up all of that. Many of fighters, and some of your favorite ones too. I holler. Oh, I just forgot to. One more thing here, man. I want to say about this emotion and passion. Um, Another way to tell, okay, that this is all bullshit. All right, and everybody wants to pretend like they're a master of their emotions. Okay, just look at YouTube for a minute here. Just look at you can look at cause social media is a motherfucker nowadays. But you see, whenever someone feels like they're being disrespected, okay, just say if someone does a diss video on another person, right, critiques them or some shit like that, you'll see very quickly that people feel obligated to respond to those diss videos, and when they respond, what kind of it's very emotional, okay, it's very passionate when they respond. You can tell that they're bothered. Why did the diss video bother the person? Why did the critiques bother the person? Why? Because their feelings were hurt. You see, their feelings were hurt. All right, emotion, okay, is, listen, happiness is a fucking emotion, okay, that's an emotion. All right, fear is an emotion. All right, sadness is an emotion. Okay, so for men to hide their emotion is just, it is a. I'm telling you right now what's gonna happen, man. I've seen this firsthand with a good friend of mine, a guy who used to be a good friend of mine. All right, this dude is miserable. He's lonely. All right, and he tries to rub that shit off on everybody else. He wants everybody else to be miserable and lonely. He can't. I can't share happy stories with him about me and my family doing things because it bothers him. Because he's lonely. Right? Because he doesn't have anybody to share that with. He'll have a woman for a couple of months, and then all of a sudden it's her fault when the shit goes bad. But it's you, bruh. It's you because you don't fucking know how to show someone you care for them. All right? You're not passionate about an issue. All right? Nothing gets your blood boiling. All right? People connect through emotion. All right? They do. People connect with each other through passion. All right? That shared emotion, that shared passion, people connect that way. All right? And if you conceal that, you deny yourself the human experience, in my opinion. 78 Sports TV, now I'm done.